In India, the growth rate of agriculture is significantly slow, despite the rapid economic development in the last few decades. It is projected that the human population of the country will touch 1,370 million by 2030, and to meet the food demand during the period, we have to produce 289 metric tons of food grains. The present practice of monocropping, namely paddy or sugarcane cultivation, and specialized farming like dairy or commercial poultry may lead to significant production and economic losses for the farmers due to vagaries of weather, limited availability of labor, and fluctuating market potential. In this scenario, integrated farming systems assumes greater importance for sound management of farm resources, enhance farm productivity, and reduce environmental degradation. Integrated farming system is a combination of various agricultural and allied activities in a unit area of land. IFS activity is focused around few selected interdependent farm enterprises, namely crop, livestock, aquaculture, horticulture, agroforestry, etc. These enterprises not only enhance the income of the farmer by increasing the productivity, they also create employment opportunities. Integrated farming with livestock, poultry, and fish is gaining momentum throughout the world, especially in countries like China, Hungary, Germany, and Malaysia, due to effective recycling of wastes. Some of the proven livestock fish integrated farming systems are dairy cum fish culture, pig cum fish culture, goat cum fish culture, duck cum fish culture, and poultry cum fish culture. Advantages of integrated livestock farming: effective recycling of resources and wastelands, increased productivity and enhanced steady income, production of balanced food and nutritional security, solving energy, fuel, and fodder crisis, avoiding deforestation and conservation of forests, increased employment generation. In the case of irrigated conditions with adequate water facilities, integration of dairy cum fish culture along with other allied enterprises like piggery, duckery, poultry, crop production, namely paddy or sugarcane, along with vegetable cultivation, is the ideal proposition. A unit of 4 to 5 cows or buffaloes is enough to provide adequate manure for the fish pond of 1 acre. A single healthy cow produces 4,000 to 5,000 kgs of dung and 3,000 to 4,000 liters of urine annually. The green fodder for cattle like Cambo Napier hybrid, sorghum, and Desmanthus can be cultivated near the fish pond or on the bunds. Small duck sheds or cages for housing 15 to 20 ducks may be erected on the farm bunds for effective utilization of droppings by the fishes. The ducks shall be fed with poultry feed and rice bran at the rate of 100 grams of feed per bird per day. Further, the grazing of ducks in fish pond improves the percentage of organic carbon, phosphorus, and potassium level, which improves the productivity of fish and, in addition, supplemental income from sale of duck eggs is derived. A piggery shed shall be erected for housing 10 to 20 fattening piglets near the fish pond and reared for 6 months period, that is, till marketing age of 8 months in 2 batches, and the dung may be channeled into the ponds. In the case of pig-cum-fish culture, the pig dung acts as an excellent fertilizer for fish ponds and the fishes feed the dung directly. Each fully grown pig voids 500 to 600 kgs dung in a year. About 100 to 200 layer birds like white leghorn or native chicken like asil, Nicobari and Sirvidae can be reared in sheds of 20 feet by 20 feet, which will produce litter material adequate enough for vermicompost production or to fertilize 30 cents of pond. The egg layers lay 250 to 300 eggs per year, whereas the desi chicken lay 80 to 100 eggs in a year. By effectively utilizing the droppings of birds, 10,000 eggs and 400 kgs of poultry meat can be produced in a year. Further, vermicompost beds of size 10 feet by 3 feet by 2 feet and biogas units of 2 meter cube may be established in the earmarked area, and the dung obtained from cattle, pigs and poultry shall be utilized for production of vermicompost and biogas. In the case of crop production, long duration paddy variety, namely Bapatla, Aduturai or local varieties may be cultivated in 1 acre of land for 2 seasons. Further, vegetables namely brinjal, bhindi, tomato, chilies, moringa may be cultivated in 20 cents of land for harvesting vegetables for own consumption. A separate azolla production unit of 20 feet by 4 feet may be established for production and feeding of cattle, poultry and freshwater fishes. The paddy straw obtained after paddy harvest shall be utilized as dry fodder for feeding dairy cattle and also as a base material for production of mushroom bags for oyster or milk mushroom production. To facilitate cross-pollination in plants and for deriving supplemental income, apiary unit containing 4 to 5 honeybee boxes may be installed in the earmarked land for harvesting 7 to 8 kgs honey per year as a supplemental income. To generate more income, ornamental fish unit in cement tanks may also be established for rearing ornamental fishes like guppies, mollies, goldfish, Oscar, angelfish and marketed locally. An initial capital of 3 to 5 lakhs is needed for establishing 2.5 acres of integrated livestock farming, depending upon the enterprises integrated in the earmarked area. The estimated expenditure for crop, vegetable, fodder cultivation, dairy, piggery, poultry and fish culture may be to a tune of 2 to 3 lakhs per hectare per year. About 6,000 kgs of milk can be obtained from 5 to 6 cows and buffaloes per year, and the farm fresh milk can be sold directly to households at Rs 40 per litre, thus generating revenue of minimum of 2 lakhs. Around 2,000 kgs of freshwater fishes, namely rohu, katla and grass carp, can be harvested and sold at Rs 100 per kg of fish fetching income of 1 to 2 lakh rupees. A standard income of 1 lakh rupees may be obtained by sale of farm fresh eggs every year. Likewise, a minimum of rupees 90,000 to 1 lakh may be obtained by sale of 15 fattened pigs at 8 months of age. In the case of crop and vegetable cultivation, a sum of 1 lakh rupees may be obtained from crop and vegetable harvest per year. Thus, a total revenue of 6 to 7 lakh rupees may be generated per year from 2.5 acres of land in a typical integrated livestock farming under irrigated conditions. In the case of dry land conditions, sheep and goat farming, along with other income-generating enterprises, is the pragmatic solution. Agroforestry, along with backyard poultry, turkey, quail, rabbit, and homestead vegetable garden may be established in addition to sheep or goats and freshwater fish production. Further, vermicompost, azolla, and apiary units may also be established for supplemental income generation. About 30 to 40 sheep and goats shall be housed in sheds under semi-intensive system. An adult goat discharges 100 to 140 kgs of excreta per month, and the same may be utilized for manuring 1 acre of fish pond or for production of vermicompost. About 1 to 2 tons of fish per acre per year may be harvested from the fish ponds. An agroforestry model shall be established in 1 acre of land. The earmarked land may be planted with fruit trees like guava, sapota, pomegranate, with spacing of 10 by 10 meter on the boundaries and earmarked areas under drip irrigation. Further, fodder trees namely agatti, subabul, gliricidia, and mulberry may be established with a spacing of 2 by 2 meter in 2 rows. Thus, a total of 6 to 8 tons of green fodder per tree leaves may be harvested and fed to sheep and goats from the earmarked area. A total of 500 desi chicken shall be reared in thatched sheds of 50 feet by 20 feet along with free-range area of 20 cents for effective feeding of insects and worms. Each desi chicken under backyard produces approximately 20 to 30 grams of droppings per day, which can be utilized for vermicompost production. The desi chicken lay 80 to 100 eggs in a year, which fetches good returns in the local market. A small unit of 10 to 20 turkeys or 200 to 300 quails may be reared in cages or sheds. The turkeys attain 3 to 4 kgs at marketing age of 5 to 6 months and can be sold during festive seasons. The Japanese quails shall be reared in cages and may be marketed at 35 days of age when they attain a weight of 200 grams. Further, 10 to 12 rabbits may be raised under cages and may be marketed at 3 to 4 months of age for meat purpose. To generate more income, vermicompost unit, apiary unit, and ornamental pet bird units may be established within the same area of land. With regard to the revenue, 30 young sheep or goats weighing 500 to 600 kgs will be ready for marketing every year, and each goat will be sold at the rate of Rs 200 to 250 per kg of live weight, thus generating a revenue of 1 to 1.2 lakhs. Around 1,500 to 2,000 kgs of freshwater fishes namely Rohu, Katla, can be harvested in 1 acre per year and sold at rupees 100 per kg of fish, thus generating an income of rupees 1 lakh. By rearing 500 desi chickens, 30 to 40,000 eggs and 600 kgs of poultry meat can be produced every year and sold in the local market. The revenue generated from backyard poultry will be 2 to 3 lakhs per annum. Further, revenue of 50,000 to 60,000 rupees may be obtained from sale of turkeys and Japanese quails. The rabbit unit will also generate revenue of 60,000 to 70,000 rupees per year. In the case of horticultural unit of Horti Silver Pasture Enterprise, a sum of rupees 1 lakh may be generated by harvesting and sale of fruits like guava, sapota and pomegranate per year from the second year onwards. Thus, a total revenue of 5 to 6 lakhs may be obtained per year from 2.5 acres of land in dry land integrated farming. Integrated livestock farming is a promising approach for enhancing the overall productivity and profitability by way of efficient utilization of available resources and recycling of farm byproducts. It helps in augmenting farm income and employment generation throughout the year, thereby promoting sustainability and improving the standard of living of resource-poor farmers.